They said, when a person wants to do tahajjud, the first rule is that before they go to bed, they should have the intention to do it. If Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala wakes them up. Sometimes we go to sleep, whatever happens, happens. So no. When you're going to sleep, you should think in your mind, I want to wake up for tahajjud. Inshallah, I'm going to wake up for tahajjud. Or Allah, wake me up for tahajjud. If you wake up, you pray, good for you. If you don't wake up, two things happen. Two beautiful things happen. What have you done? Nothing. You haven't woken up. But because you had the intention to pray tahajjud, two things happen if you don't wake up. The first thing is you get the reward for tahajjud anyway. If you intend something and you're prevented from it, you get the reward, as is well known in the Sharia. That's great. Number two, the sleep that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala kept you in becomes now a sadaqah from Allah. This sleep now is no longer sleep that the shaitan overpowered you. It's not called that type of sleep anymore. It's not considered shaitan overpowered this person and he wasn't able to wake up. Why? Just because he had the intention to wake up and pray. Now it's considered sadaqatan min Allah. It is sadaqah that Allah has given you. He gave you a little extra sleep, plus the reward. You guys might be familiar with this concept when it comes to fasting. You intend to fast, right? It's your intention, right? And then you do what? You forget and you eat. What did the Prophet say about somebody who forgets and then eats during fasting? Allah wanted to feed you. But you keep your fast and you're rewarded for your fast. Plus you get the burger, mashallah. The sleep becomes like that now. So that sleep isn't no longer a blameworthy sleep. It's a gift from Allah. Because you did one thing. You had the intention to wake up and pray. The most powerful thing in Islam is a niyyah, your intention. With it, people go to Jannah. With it, people go to the fire. Many people have done bad things, but their intention took them the opposite way of what they actually did. Many people did good things, but their intention took them the opposite way of what they actually did. A person memorizes the Quran, recites the Quran, teaches the Quran, he still goes to hell. Something's going on here that Allah didn't like. Something's going on in here that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala did not like. And many a time a person has fallen into accidents, or because out of ignorance they've done something, but they only ever intended good. So Allah rewards them for it. And they make it to Jannah. We ask Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to strengthen us in our niyyah. Let's say you get up. If you get up, what do? We're just going to mention one sunnah of tahajjud and we're going to leave it there. The sunnah of tahajjud that we're going to mention is, how do you start your tahajjud? You've already done all of your adhkar just before that. You've made your wudu. You've recited the ending of Al-Imran. Now you want to pray. The Prophet ﷺ said, anybody who wants to pray in the night, let them start their prayer off with two easy rak'at. بِرَكْعَتَيْنِ خَفِيفَتَيْنِ. A lot of people don't know of this amazing salah called the two easy rak'at. The two rak'at before Fajr are also considered two easy rak'at. Sometimes a person comes, they pray their two before Fajr, and you see them take a long time. Khalaf the Sunnah. That's against the Sunnah. The Prophet never did that. Aisha radiallahu anha said, the Prophet ﷺ used to pray Fajr, the two rak'at before Fajr, and I would think he only did Fatiha, or perhaps he even missed it. He forgot to do Fatiha. Because of how quick his rak'at, his two rak'at were. خفيفة, easy. Why did the Prophet ﷺ do this with certain salawat? Because now you know that this is not going to take a lot of your time. And it's easy. There is no excuse to avoid it. And because of how great it is, the Prophet ﷺ did that. So you start off your salah with two easy rakat. Fatiha, Ikhlas, Fatiha, um, Surah An-Nas, easy. Relax. Finish. If that's enough, if you don't want to do more, if you're too tired, go to sleep. That's already your tahajjud. In fact, if you haven't prayed witr before, just go ahead and add one more, because what's easier than one rak'ah? Then go to sleep. The next day, do the same. The next day, do the same. The next day, do the same. Until you start thinking of these two rak'ah as an opening. I haven't really started tahajjud yet. Then your heart pushes you and says, give another two to Allah. Make it a little longer. And you start to recite the middle-sized surahs in Juz Amma. Then you go to the biggest surahs in Juz Amma. And then you move on. And then you move on. But you move on when your heart tells you, let's go, come on. And this happens when you do a good deed, Allah gives you the blessing of doing another. So get up and pray those two easy rakat. Easy. And don't feel guilty going back to bed after it. That is the trick of the shaitan. You pray your two easy rak'ah, you want to go back to bed? Shaitan does, really? So you wake up, you make full wudu, come back to your place of prayer, start your salah, pray two easy rak'ah and go back to bed. What kind of tahajjud is this? Man, don't even get up again. So you feel bad. So before your heart pushes you to it, you're already jumping in and you're already doing many rak'ahs. You're like, man, I feel horrible. How could I go back to it? So you add another two. And shaitan, really? 4? When did the Prophet pray 4 in the night? Don't you know the hadith? He'll quote the hadith, he'll tell you the narrators, everything. Inshallah, he's better than the ayman, he'll tell you. He knows. And then what happens? You add another. Now you have 6. You add another, and you feel good about it. You go to bed. The next night, you're going to wake up, and you know what it means to wake up. What it means to wake up is that you got to give 8. That's what it means. Because if you don't give 8, you're going to feel bad. So you don't get up at all. Do you think shaitan's going to make you feel guilty now? He's not going to make you feel guilty now. Now, he's going to say, rest. You have a long night ahead of you. As we find in the hadith of the Prophet. And behold, shaitan has played his trick on you. He won, you lost. The other guy, he got up, he prayed too, he went back to sleep. He got up, he prayed too, he went back to sleep. Next day, he never felt guilty about it. I was sleeping before. Now I'm giving to. Why am I feeling guilty that I'm doing extra than I used to? The Prophet ﷺ said for the people to do what? Relax. Take your time. Allah doesn't need what you're giving him. Work your way up. When you get there, you will get there. And you will enjoy, and you will love. And this is why the Prophet ﷺ said, start your tahajjud with 2 easy going rak'ah. Ask Allah Ta'ala to give us the ability to wake up, to worship him in the time when he loves to be worshipped. We ask Allah Ta'ala to forgive us for our sins, major and minor, the ones we know of, the ones we don't know of, the ones we've done in public, the ones we've done in private. We ask Allah Ta'ala to spread the salam amongst us, spread the love amongst us, make us brothers as he intended, not how the people intend. We ask Allah Ta'ala to aid our brothers and sisters in Palestine, in Sudan, subcontinent, China, Yemen, wherever they may be, whatever they may be going through, aid them, strengthen them, give them victory, make their victory ours theirs, and grant them patience against all of the things that they see in this life. We ask Allah Ta'ala to bring us closer and closer to the Messenger in his walk and his talk as we get closer and closer to our graves. Make our times in our graves better than our times above them, our times after we exit them better than our times in them. We ask Allah Ta'ala to make our favorite day, our most glorious day, the day that we meet him. We ask Allah Ta'ala to grant us the highest level of Jannah. We ask him again to grant us the highest level of Jannah. We ask Allah Ta'ala to get us to Ramadan, get Ramadan to us, accept it from us after we complete it. We ask Allah Ta'ala not to take us before Ramadan arrives, when it's ahead of us and we can see it coming. We ask Allah Ta'ala if anyone has to leave this year, that they leave in Ramadan and that they do not leave before. We ask Allah Ta'ala to give us a good ending. We ask Allah Ta'ala to give us a good ending, to sweeten us before our deaths. We ask Allah Ta'ala to be with us, to plan for us and never against us. And we ask Him Ta'ala finally to gather us all in Jannah the way He has gathered us here مع النبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين وحسن أولئك رفيقا وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله